Also breaking right now, new details into our newsroom regarding the death of a 15-month-old in Wichita. Matthew Whitten died last August after a series of medical incidents involving police, medical personnel, and the Department for Children and Families. We asked DCF how many of the 12 incidents outlined in Matthew's autopsy involved anyone with DCF. In their response, the agency cites only 2 times they were called, June of last year, on what they call an unsubstantiated claim that Matthew almost drowned, and again 11 days later about unsafe sleeping conditions, which they say was also unsubstantiated. We're working to gather more details about that case and those investigations. Matthew's mother facing first-degree murder charges in connection with his death.